Snipers, you have to see what's happening in the cryptocurrency market this Monday as Bitcoin is testing the $34,788 resistance level, which is no surprise for those tuned into the Snipers channel. We know this is the extremely important confirmation level that if we're able to get hourly and 4-hour candles above 34,788, there is a possibility Bitcoin can break out beyond the $45,000 level, but we've yet to see Bitcoin cross 34,788, indicating that it truly is an important level. And when we go into the micro timeframes where everything will start to morph and then translate into the larger timeframes, notice how we have all of these indecision candles on the 4-hour chart, and we're having a cup of coffee at this area, which tells me as an umpire that we saw one move to the upside, a cup of coffee, which is a bullish flag, and that we're most likely potentially going to see another move to the upside to test the monthly open at 37,300 US dollars. I want to talk about the scenario for Bitcoin. Of course, if we start to breach 32,000 again, that's where we'll start to be a little bit more cautious. But right now we're forming this bullish flag. But more importantly, for those that have been tuned into the Snipers channel over the last 3 months, I've been talking about altcoin season not being over, despite the majority of analysts saying that altcoin season is over. And notice how others' dominance is at 12.2% dominance, holding the market structural support level that we need to hold if we want to assume that this is a bullish continuation and a retest of the 20-week moving average before seeing another high form for others' dominance, which means that altcoins could outperform Bitcoin, and that's already happening because we know Ethereum, as I talked about over the last 2 days, I made a video on Saturday saying buy Ethereum at these price levels, heading towards the 100-day moving average on the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart with Ethereum 2.0 coming out. For those that took our trade at 1777, we are already over 20% in profits, and we got our entry here when we tested the 1760 support, where we knew there was a gap between 1760 and 1440, and I had buy limit orders starting at 1770 all the way down to 1440. Of course, one of those triggered, but it wasn't just Ethereum that we entered. For those that are getting our Discord cryptocurrency signals, I sent out a trade for Kusama, Link, MakerDAO. Some of these trades have already hit over 30% profits in less than 48 hours. The institutions are trying to fool the retail investor, Snipers. There's a reason that Bitcoin has rejected 34,788 while Ethereum has broke back past the $2,000 big even after seeing a candle low of 1751.96 on the 26th of June. This was the prime entry for those in the Discord, for those tuned into the channel. Doesn't matter where you're watching our videos. If you're listening to what I'm saying, I said 1760 is the area you want to start entering into positions, and we're already seeing massive upside. That's how you enter long-term positions, by the way. For those that enter into their positions and they see their account drop out of nowhere, that's because you're not being precise with your entries. Of course, you can't time everything in the market, but technical analysis is a science and an art for a reason. And when you're able to get long-term positions at these type of entries where within 48 hours you're in 15, 20, 30% profits, that makes you feel a lot calmer going to bed knowing that your long-term entry is already 30% profits. And even if we were to come down another 50%, you would only be down 20% and you can even buy more, right? So that's how long-term entries work. I rarely send long-term swing trades for coins like Ethereum. The last time we sent a long-term swing trade was months ago. So those crypto signals are for long-term swing trades. Day trades are day trades, of course. That's every single day. We send dozens of them. So for those in the Discord, the link is in the description below. You know I sent you guys the entry. For those watching the channel, 1760, is this the last time we're to come down and test this level? That's on the table. We're already back above 1981 for Ethereum. Now, here's what matters at this point. Are we going to see the continuation of this trend where altcoins are going to outperform Bitcoin while Bitcoin does what it always does, which is consolidate and move sideways to a little bit higher when there's low volume? That means that if you're waiting for Bitcoin to make a move right now, you may be missing a lot of opportunities on the table outside of Bitcoin. Because think about it, all the FUD right now in the market is because of Bitcoin. So look outside the box at this point. I'm telling you this with decades inside of the Bitcoin market, years and years and years inside of the altcoin market. I've seen this cycle happen many times in the past. For those that were tuned into the Snipers channel, 2017 and 2018, you know what I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking to when I say that. Thank you all, by the way, that have been tuned in for years on this channel. You guys are really what inspire and motivate me. You guys are watching the Snipers channel. My name is Naeem Alabadi. Let's just dive straight into this Bitcoin analysis. By the way, YouTube has shadow banned our account, so remember to turn on post notifications. Just come here next to the button and click this bell and click all, and you will get a notification when my videos come out, because we have been shadow banned, and that may prevent you from getting an update that you really need. So turn on those post notifications. Let's dive into this Bitcoin analysis. When we look at what's happening right now, we're testing the $34,788 level. We formed this higher low, and this was actually the best opportunity throughout this whole consolidation to enter into altcoins. And so for those that were in the Discord, we got our positions in for some very good altcoins like Link, Ethereum, Kusama. And so this, in my opinion, following the storyline that we've maintained on this channel, that we're only seeing a retest of the 20-week moving average with the others dominance chart to potentially form a new high, that's coming to fruition. And it's clear right now with Ethereum up 5% and Bitcoin down 1%. So I want you guys to keep an open mind. I know there's a lot of Bitcoin maximalists out there. I love Bitcoin. It's the majority of my holdings. Bitcoin is the storage of value. It's the gold of this market, but gold isn't the biggest market in traditional markets, is it? No, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, those are way bigger markets. So Ethereum, the basis of decentralized finance, NFTs, with Ethereum 2.0 coming out, eliminating all of the concerns that Bitcoin has. I'm not trying to say that there's going to be a flip, but what I am saying is that there are opportunities on the table outside of Bitcoin that we have to be aware of. If we just continue to flirt here at 34,788, I'm going to do my Bitcoin analysis, right? All right, 34,788. We get above that, that's a confirmation that we're going to see upside. My first target, 41,950. This is a very large range. I believe that if we get above 34,788, it's going to be a no-brainer to get towards and above the monthly open at 37,000. I think that we'll start heading towards this 50-day moving average for a retest. All markets outside of Bitcoin look good. That's the upside scenario. The downside scenario, we know there is a lot of volume at 30,000. So we want to put this $30,000 level on the chart. And of course, outside of 30,000, there's also a lot of volume at 32,000. There's a range here as a support, right? And so for the downside, as long as we're above 30,000, we're just going to flirt in this range. And if you're not paying attention to opportunities outside of Bitcoin, it's going to be a long month ahead coming into July, right? So we want to monitor the $34,788 level. We get above that, we can start day trading Bitcoin to the long side. There's going to be some momentum, in my opinion. That's going to also drive altcoins to the upside. We stay between 34,788 and this range of 32,000 and 30,000, then expect sideways price action with Bitcoin. Now, what's still on the table is the potential of a lot of volume to come into the sell side out of nowhere to see a wick down. That's always going to be on the table until we see a confirmation of a reversal here back above the 50-day moving average. Keep those buy limit orders down at these levels if there's a downside scenario. And that's it for Bitcoin. I want to talk about altcoins. I think that it's proven itself enough that we need to talk about altcoins. Ethereum showing strength beyond Bitcoin back above the 200-day moving average, which is sitting right at that $1,900 area. We're above 2,000 right now. 1980 is the major level. It's not a coincidence the weekly opens at 1980. This is a level we've had on our channel for months. And now that we're heading back towards this previous weekly open at 2240, if we get above 2240, Ethereum has a straight shot to 2,700. And that might not seem like a lot, but that's actually over 30% upside. So I'm going to be watching Ethereum to the upside. When it comes to the downside, 1760 and 1440 is the range to enter Ethereum. And if this is the first time you've heard it, then that means you didn't watch our video yesterday or 2 days ago. And if you did, you weren't really paying attention. So I really hope you guys are paying attention to what I'm saying on these videos. And if you're not able to, then of course that's what the Discord's there for, right? So pay attention. These levels are important for a reason. It's not a coincidence that the weekly open with Ethereum here is at 1980, right? Exactly where our level is. So positive signs here for the Ethereum to US dollar price. Ethereum to Bitcoin, the first daily bullish engulfing candle. Not a surprise, it's before the retest of the 100-day moving average and 53,500 Satoshi level. That's the next support. We got right down to it. The US dollar price was at such a good level when we came down here that it was a no-brainer to get into Ethereum. Now we're seeing continuation of the upside. We get above 65,000 Satoshis, then to the moon for Ethereum. That's really all I got to say there. So 53,500 is the downside support, but we're showing some positive price action. The cryptocurrency market not coming below 1 trillion as I've expected, still camping out below the 200-day moving average, no problem there. I'm more focused on the others dominance chart because everyone's saying altcoin season's over, right? Altcoin season's over. Yeah, that's why this is the most bullish chart in crypto, right? It's the only one sitting at the 20-week moving average. It's the only one that didn't cross below the 200-day moving average. Others dominance is bullish. It's the time to start looking at altcoin positions, and that's clear. Bitcoin dominance still just kind of trending in this zone between 48.94 and 45.24. There's some overhead resistance. We already got a candle wick here. So we'll monitor this. For now, the storyline's clear. DXY coming back up to test this resistance, but not able to get above. That's what we wanted, right? Calmness here. Tomorrow's turnaround Tuesday for traditional markets. Let's be cautious. S&P 500 formed new highs in Friday, and now it's just kind of camping out. Not a surprise. Gold also camping out here. I think gold might push to the upside here soon. 1765 was the previous weekly open, and it's not a coincidence that that's also showing confluence with our market structural support level that we've had drawn out on this chart for months. That's it for today. Thank you all for tuning in today. Remember, turn on those post notifications. YouTube is shadow banning our content for some reason. Maybe it's because it's crypto. I don't know. But if you want to win Principles by Ray Dalio, one of my favorite books on value investing, comment below and share this video. You'll have a chance to win. I just got done with my workout. Carlos says, very intense week coming up. I'm nervous, LMAO. Well, for those that were tuned into the Snipers channel, it's been a very entertaining and calm week for us, you know, especially on Saturday, man. Ethereum was sitting there at 1,700 for like hours, just sitting there. It was like, get in, right? If you read the book, Psychology of Trading, it talks about how the best traders in the world, they enter their positions when the markets are quiet, when the fees are low, the spreads are low, right? And that's exactly what we did on a Saturday. We were calm throughout the whole downtrend for Ethereum. Like, do you guys realize what it takes to just remove the emotions and follow the patterns? Calm, calm, calm. And then we get the retest of 1760. We enter our position. And now we start heading up, right? That's the beauty of trading. It's an art and it's a science. With that, thank you all for tuning in today. Until next time, snipers